Hello everyone. Thank you for being here today. I'm excited to share a heartwarming story with you titled, The Limping Prince and His Loyal Companions. If you enjoy this video, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. Of course, if it's not your style, feel free to skip it, no hard feelings. Now, let's begin the story. In my little kingdom of cats, there is one special member who always manages to steal the spotlight. He is not the biggest, nor the fluffiest, but he has something the others don't, a heroic limp. A few weeks ago, my poor cat had a little accident and ended up with a broken leg. At first, I was worried sick, running around like a dramatic pet parent, imagining all kinds of tragic outcomes. But to my surprise, my cat carried himself with the dignity of a royal prince. With his tiny cast wrapped around his paw, he strutted slowly around the house, as if he were showing off a fashionable accessory from Paris. Instead of pity, he earned admiration. The other cats seemed to look at him like, wow, our brother has been through battle. He became the king of sympathy and the ruler of the sofa. While his leg made walking difficult, it didn't stop him from giving me those big, adorable eyes whenever I walked past. He had perfected the art of getting what he wanted without moving much. If I placed food too far, he would let out a dramatic meow that basically said, "Excuse me, servant, can you bring that closer? I'm injured, you know." And of course, I obeyed, because who could resist a limping prince with such a cute face? What amazed me even more was how the other cats behaved. Normally, cats can be independent little rulers of their own kingdoms, rarely caring what their fellow feline is up to. But this time, something different happened. Whenever my limping prince settled down on a blanket or a cushion, the rest of the cats gathered around him like loyal knights around their king. It was as if they all decided, if he can't run and play, then we won't either. We'll stay right here. So picture this, me, holding a broom and trying to sweep the living room, while on the floor sits one cat with a cast looking noble and dramatic, surrounded by several others lying like bodyguards, tails flicking lazily, eyes half closed in solidarity. They weren't guarding him against danger, no dragon or monster was around, but they were guarding his dignity. They turned my house into a royal court of cats, and I became the cleaning maid, carefully sweeping around them without disturbing their circle of loyalty. It was funny and sweet at the same time. Every time I bent down to move one of them, they looked at me with the expression, "How dare you interrupt this sacred ritual of support?" Eventually, I gave up and cleaned around their royal council, leaving a suspiciously cat-shaped patch of fur on the carpet. At the end of the day, as I watched my cats lounging peacefully, I realized something important. My limping prince was not upset about his injury. He accepted it with grace, adjusting his routine and still finding joy in being loved and spoiled. His loyal companions, instead of running off to chase shadows or climb curtains, chose to stay by his side, showing silent support in the way only animals can. And me? I learned patience. I slowed down my cleaning, I smiled at their stubborn cuteness, and I reminded myself that life doesn't always have to be rushed. The scene may have been small, a cat with a broken leg, his friends lying around, and me sweeping carefully, but it carried a bigger message. Sometimes in life, we face setbacks that make us feel slower, weaker, or less capable. But that doesn't mean we lose our charm or our worth. Just like my limping prince, we can still shine with dignity, even when things don't go perfectly. And just like his loyal companions, the people, or cats, around us can show support in quiet, subtle ways, by simply being present. So the next time I find myself stressed about chores, deadlines, or problems, I'll think back to that afternoon with my cats. I'll remember how love doesn't always come in grand gestures. It can come in the form of a little cat lying nearby, keeping you company. And maybe, just maybe, I'll accept my own flaws and struggles with the same grace my cat accepted his limp. Life often throws us unexpected challenges, much like my cat who ended up with a broken leg and had to adapt to moving more slowly. Watching him reminded me that setbacks are not the end of our journey, but simply an invitation to pause, adjust, and find strength in new ways. Instead of sulking, he embraced his situation, carried himself with dignity, and still managed to receive all the love and care he needed. In our own lives, when we face obstacles, whether it's career difficulties, health struggles, or personal disappointments, we can choose to react with frustration or with quiet resilience. Another lesson comes from the other cats, who chose to stay beside him rather than rush off into their own adventures. Their loyalty shows that sometimes the best support we can give someone is simply to be present, even without words. In modern life, where speed and productivity often dominate, we forget the value of slowing down, caring for one another, and respecting our own limitations. So, take a lesson from this little cat kingdom. Embrace your imperfections, surround yourself with those who lift you up, and remember that true strength often lies in patience, compassion, and presence.